And I should say I like Stephen A. and I've always gotten along with him. I didn't love how he handled the aftermath of you leaving.
It's not like anyone said to me, hey, this is top secret, don't repeat this. But I think there's a general understanding that if someone's talking to you in private, it's a private conversation. And I wouldn't repeat that unless they said it was okay to repeat what they told me.
Yeah.
So that's what I could tell you about, like the behind the scenes stuff on First Take, for example.
People that say they saw the tension between you and Max developing on air before his departure from the show. Did you hear any of that?
I heard some of it. I would tell you full responsibility for that. That's totally my fault.
Okay.
And the reason why it was my fault because I didn't like working with him, man.
I just didn't think that was the right way to handle it.
If you're doing a debate show and you're a competitive person,
yeah,
why would you want me as a partner?
We're now tuned in to the Dark Times Challenge.
And so as you all know and probably remember, when Max Kellerman left First Take, there was a big fallout in which Stephen A. Smith sort of went on this tell-all tour about his former partner, Max Kellerman. Go ahead and check it out.
Mad respect from him from the standpoint that white dude, highly intelligent, Ivy League educated from Columbia, smart as a whip, can talk his ass off, can talk about anything. And I get all of that. But you weren't an athlete and you weren't a journalist. And the absence of the two components left people wondering, why should we listen to you? Okay, well, you might have had that figured out on Sports Nation, or you might have had that figured out on another show. But on this show, if you looked at the content emanating in the social stratosphere, meaning YouTube and other components that you use to measure one's cachet, Q ratings, focus groups, all of these different things, it was like I was damn near doing the show by myself because we were oceans apart in terms of cachet. Well, how are you oceans apart from me if you sitting right across from me 5 days a week for the whole 2 hours? Because one of us is resonating and one of us is not in that platform.
And so I've been following Max for some years now. And so I'm a little bit biased when it comes to my take regarding him and Stephen A. Smith. But one thing's for sure, one thing that I think a lot of people can agree on, that Max Kellerman added tremendous value to First Take.
I'm only speaking about recreational use of marijuana. I think it's abhorrent. I think it's ridiculous, and I don't support it at all in terms of the NBA legalizing it. I don't believe that a paying customer should take money out of their hard-earned money out of their pockets to patronize an NBA product, to walk to a game and see some dudes walking up courtside high. I don't believe that.
This is not about showing up to the game high. No one is saying the players should be high when they play. Because there are examples of players who've shown up high, that's a reason to outlaw recreational use on someone's own time. It's absurd on its face.
And a lot of times I thought Max Kellerman's takes were a lot more insightful and also a lot more thought-provoking. And so I never bought the whole idea that Stephen A. Smith actually believed that Max Kellerman wasn't good for the show and that it was somehow stale. I mean, he flat out said it in the beginning. He didn't like Max.
I didn't like working with him, man. It's just that damn simple. I didn't like it. I thought the show was stale. I thought that we had flatlined when it came to the public at large. And I'm trying to win. I mean, I didn't want to go from number 1 to number 2 when Skip left. That's not what I wasn't having that. That shit was not going to happen.
Did anything in the numbers say that you might have been headed that way?
No, but to me it did.
Creatively?
To me it did, not just creatively, but the consistency of the number.
Got it.
In other words, it wasn't going this way. Here you go. So that's what happened. Yeah. And so when people talk about, well, damn, this is what happened, I'm like, y'all don't know shit. Let me show you what fire it is. Mm-hmm. Let me show you what that's like.
That's true.
You understand? You ain't put me in another position where I didn't lose. And by the way, I knew and I was assured that exactly what happened for him was going to happen when the move was made. Because I'm here to tell you, despite the way I felt we were struggling in terms of sizzle, pizzazz, etc., I would not have insisted on that if I knew it would have left him unemployed. I would not have done that.
And Max Kellerman, in his own due time, in his own good time, took the time to respond to a question that Bill Simmons had for him in regards to the fallout with him and Stephen A. Smith. Go ahead and check it out.
You know, and I should say I like Stephen A. and I've always gotten along with him. I didn't love how he handled the aftermath of you leaving, where it's basically like, I told you the show would be better. I just thought, because I think you're really talented. Now, you and I have known each other for a while. Whether it meshed as a show perfectly, I don't know the answer to that, but I just didn't think that was the right way to handle it.
If you're doing a debate show and you're a competitive person,
Yeah.
why would you want me as a partner? That's bad. You want to go 15 rounds every day with Muhammad Kellerman? That's just bad. You know, it's embarrassing, you know?
So you think that was part of it? He didn't want to put the time in? Or like just wanted a different type of show? What's your take looking back 2 years later?
I don't think it has to do with put the time in. It's, you know, it's a debate show.
You're ready to roll on all topics.
You want to like if you're, I have an idea. This is what I want to put on TV. I want to spar Bud Crawford every day for 15 rounds, and I want everyone to see it. Eventually, you're going to say, I don't want to do that anymore.
And you bring in some other people in a rotating cast.
Yeah. That's one aspect of it. There are others. In other words, that's what I could tell you from my point of view.
Yeah.
And I also think that if you make a calculation, that if you can be perceived as a solo act, really, that you can get paid at a certain level that you can't if you're not a solo act, then you'd like to be a solo act, or at least perceived that way.
And so no doubt about it, Max Kellerman hit the nail on the head. And I think the moment that Stephen A. Smith knew that he couldn't do the show with Max Kellerman is when T.O. called him out on national TV.
When you want a job, these are not things that you do.
Who cares if he's wearing a Kunta Kinte t-shirt? Like, is our original sin in this country slavery, yes or no? Is that the reason that 31 of the 32 owners are white, yes or no? Because of the power structure, yes or no? Yes, of course it is. That's the very thing that's related to the reason Kaepernick was protesting in the first place. So what if he shows up with the Kunta Kinte t-shirt?
What he wanted was transparency, for people to see the full workout, to see the full Colin Kaepernick. Again, you mentioned obviously Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A.
That moment right there, I think that was the nail in the coffin for Max Kellerman. I think that was probably Stephen A.'s most embarrassing moment on television. But with that being said, it's good to see Max Kellerman back on the screen doing this thing once again. He looks good. He looks healthy. Looks like he never left. I'm pretty sure that time away from the spotlight was probably good for him. And of course, those are my thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and keep that conversation going on down below as we usually do. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for me one time. And as usual, peace and chaos.